When it comes to ensuring kids are getting enough of the vitamins and minerals they need, parents are rightfully overwhelmed. There's a lot of information to wade through. As part of New Roots Herbal's ongoing partnership with What She Said, we're going to look at which ones you really want to ensure your child is getting so you can breathe a little easier. Angela Wallace is a registered dietitian, Pilates instructor, and mom of two who specializes in family nutrition and health. She helps families eat healthy to feel their best. She joins me now to discuss kids and supplements. Welcome to the show, Angela.
Thank you for having me.
So you say your first I guess area of defense is food, what they're getting, right?
Yes, for sure. So I definitely come from the perspective or advocate for foods first. So let's try to maximize the vitamins, minerals, nutrients they get from the diet, and then supplements are there to supplement. Hence the name. We're supplementing the diet as needed.
Yeah, I think it's true. You say supplement, the word, it says everything in the word, but I
Yeah.
think sometimes in the society we tend to treat them like they're the first line of defense, and they're
Mhm.
really not. They're meant to be taken when you're not getting it enough in another way. So sometimes kids, though, as we all know, are picky eaters. So let's prioritize sort of what supplements we should be looking at if they're not getting it through diet.
Okay, so one of the common questions I get from a lot of parents is about multivitamins, especially as you said, when there's a bit of a picky or a fussy eater, or maybe they don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables. So, a multivitamin, in my opinion, it really depends on the individual child. Are they eating a variety of different foods? Are they eating carbs and protein and fruits and veggies regularly? And when I say that, we'd be looking at week to week. Like over the week, is your child eating a variety? Not so much day to day, because it's very normal for variation to happen day to day with children, especially one day they love broccoli, the other day they think it's disgusting, right? So it really depends. So multivitamin, or getting, a little bit extra nutrients from something like that, would be beneficial if you have a picky or fussy eater where they're really limiting their intake. In the case where your child might have several allergies or food intolerances, where again, they're limiting intake because of that. If there are growth concerns, from a healthcare provider, then we might consider supplementing. Or if, they actually are deficient in something. For example, I work with a lot of children who have iron deficiency or a form of anemia. In that case, we would want some type of supplement, of course.
I mean, and we can't forget, obviously, I mean, yes, we're living in a COVID world, but there's a whole bunch of other viruses out there. And every mother knows it's only a matter of days before somebody comes back with a runny nose. Are there things we could be doing to supplement to help with their natural defenses against cold and flu?
Yeah, with cold and flu season coming up, it's like my nightmare, because I feel like it's part of, for a young child anyway, and I have young children right now, it's part of the natural progression, like their immune system is developing, right? But there is really good research for two supplements in particular for children. So vitamin C and probiotics. So vitamin C, it shows that if you take a small dose, which might be around, for like a child, 200 milligrams, or it might be the amount that's in a multivitamin, for example, it actually helps prevent colds by about 14% in children, and 8% in adults. So it's not like a huge percentage, but it's something. And then when you actually have a cold, so those first symptoms that start, if you supplement with vitamin C, it actually helps to reduce the duration of the cold. So it might shorten how long your little one is sick, which is helpful. And this applies to adults as well. So supplementing with vitamin C while you're sick might be helpful. And then probiotics, which are essentially good bacteria, really help with our immune system because they help flourish or feed our bacteria within our gut. And 70% of our immune system actually resides within our gut. So when we're unhealthy or the digestive system is unhealthy, then our immune system might be impacted. So taking a probiotic in children specifically has been shown to reduce the severity of respiratory tract infections. So like those common viral throat, nose, ear type of things, and also the duration of them, similar to vitamin C, where you might not get as many or it might not last as long when taking a probiotic. And the other thing I wanted to add about probiotics is if your little one's getting sick a lot and they're on antibiotics, antibiotics kill the viruses, but they also kill the good bacteria in the gut. So it's especially important to take a probiotic after a round of antibiotics.
And I think it's just worth noting because we all tend to do it. We think more is more. And when it comes to supplements, follow the directions, right? You don't
Yes,
want to
yes.
overdo it on anything. So follow what it says on the bottle.
Or work with a healthcare practitioner and get
Yeah.
some personalized or individualized advice. Yeah, we don't want to overdo it because that could actually be quite harmful for yourself or your child if you overdose. Yeah.
So the other one that I always struggled with my kids, and we talked about this prior, was omega 3s. I always struggled making sure my kids got enough of that. And why is it so important for kids to be getting the right amount?
Yeah, so omega-3 fatty acids are found in a lot of different healthy fats. So thinking things like fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, some of the things kids don't commonly enjoy eating. Plant-based sources include flaxseed, hemp seeds, chia seeds, things like that. But again, they're not the most common ingredients in a little one's diet. Why they're so important is they really help with overall brain functioning and cognition. It's super important in the early years, especially, but also in teenagers, as there's a lot of mental growth happening or brain growth happening throughout childhood and adolescence. The problem in our current society is we don't actually consume enough of omega-3 fatty acids, both adults and children. The research shows that. There's also some interesting research on ADHD and the fact that, higher levels of omega-3s or adequate levels actually help improve some of the symptoms. So there's tons of interesting research out there, but it's super important for essentially growth and development and brain functioning.
And I remember as a child, the omega-3 was like a fish oil.
Yes.
And we've come a long way
Yeah.
in taking these supplements now. So as we're preparing, I'm interested, what's your routine with your kids
Mm.
with supplements? Is it, do you do it in the morning and evening? I mean, how do you work this into a busy schedule?
Yeah. My little guy, so I have a baby, so she's just on vitamin D right now, and vitamin D is important for everyone, especially in Canada. But usually morning and night is what I do. And sometimes it's a little bit of trial and error as to like what supplements they will take. I have found the liquid omega-3s work best for my household because I'll just mix it into some milk or water and he seems to be fine by it. Or I'll put it in like a pasta sauce or something. So that's the way I'll add that in. And then he has chewy ones for a probiotic and vitamin C. And that's what we do. So we usually do the vitamin C and the probiotic in the morning and then the fish oil at night. And those are the main ones that I do, unless there is another reason that a supplement would be needed.
Okay, excellent. I want people to be able to find you, connect with you. You're always sharing great information. So where can they do that?
So you can connect with me through email if you head to my website, eatrightfeelright.ca, or on Instagram at nutrition.for.families.
Okay. And for all of the supplements we talked about today, you can find them at health food stores, or you can go to newrootsherbal.com to read a little bit more about them. Angela, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Candace.